outside Tusla. Decent enough crowd. How are you? All right.
Some of the tusla officials that have been asked to come down. Not only that, we have also sent a registered letter. Sometimes letters get lost. Secondly, we're going to have, Ciara is going to explain the second format of the day, and this is a participation for everybody here, and we're hoping people to get involved in this and get behind it. So, without further ado, to the leadership of TUSLA and to Pat Rabbit, Chairperson, we write to you today as a group of deeply concerned citizens and parents, professionals, community members. We believe that the children of Ireland deserve better.
Look who it is.
We stand
Sorry, bro.
outside your headquarters, not as adversaries, but as the voice for the voiceless, for the vulnerable children and the families whom TUSLA have a statutory duty to protect. We are horrified by the mounting evidence of systematic failures, negligence and cover-ups within your agency. Recent reports make it painfully clear that TUSLA is falling short of its sacred mission, the care of children. And that is not a question of isolated mistakes, but institutional breakdown. Here are just some of the most scandalous and urgent issues. Delays in safeguarding referrals. A HIQA inspection found that in North County Dublin, TUSLA took more than 6 months to act on a safeguarding risk identified in some cases. Shockingly, some children were sitting on waiting lists without any safety plan, even though their cases have been open for months. This is not just bureaucratic inefficiency. This is risking deliberately children's lives. Unallocated social workers for children in care. A judge has described TUSLA's failure to assign social workers to homes of children as shocking and appalling, and it must be for a judge to say it. In one case, a child remained without a designated social worker for years, in direct violation of court orders. How can children be properly protected when they lack a consistent, qualified point of contact? Children repeatedly going missing from care. Internal records obtained under the Freedom of Information show that children in TUSLA-run residential homes were reported missing nearly 7,000 times between January 20 and September 2025. Disturbingly, one child was reported, hold on to your hands, 274 times in one single year. Shame on them. You'll be interested to hear TUSLA's response. Both are the most short answers. Failure to acknowledging the underlying trauma and systematic instability. Staff burnout and capacity crisis. An internal TUSLA review in Donegal found that social workers are suffering from intractable staffing problems, burnout and overwhelming workloads, delaying the critical assessment of abuse or neglect. These are not, and they'll keep telling us, but these are not administrative issues. They are moral failures. When the staff are overworked and under-supported, the safety of the children is unduly compromised. Data protection catastrophes. Since 2019, TUSLA has recorded over 2,000 personal data breaches, many involving extremely sensitive information about children. Some breaches were deemed high risk, exposing vulnerable children and their families to real harm, even potentially to the people who may wish to do them harm. This is not a technical failure. This is a betrayal of our trust. We understand that tusla operates under difficult and resource-constrained circumstances, but these repeated failures cannot simply be blamed on the lack of funding or staffing. This is what they're going to tell us again and again. We must insist on real accountability, and that's why we're here today, and that's why we're going to keep coming back for real accountability. We do not need reform. We need this institution to be disbanded and reformed. There's no saving this institution at this stage. There is no saving it. And this is intentional, ladies and gentlemen, to destabilise families and to destroy the moral fibre of our society and to destroy the most vulnerable in our society. This is not just some structural failure. This is deliberate. This is deliberate. And therefore, we're not asking. There's nobody here asking today. We demand an independent public inquiry into Tusla's failures, especially regarding the so-called missing children. There's no such thing as a missing child. That child is somewhere. There is no such thing as a missing child. A transparent and practical plan within clear timelines to reduce delays in screening referrals. A well-resourced recruitment and retention strategy, including mental health support to prevent burnout. Stronger data protection. Where is all this data going? O'Gorman, where are the files? Where are the files, O'Gorman? Why has Roger O'Gorman lost these files? A public apology and reparation action for the children in particular,
about 50 of us,
and for the
60 of
families
us.
who have been let down.
How are you, Brian?
We stand here today, our voices will be heard for the children of Ireland who cannot speak for themselves. We will not forget them, and there has been many empty promises over the years, and I understand that there has been brilliant people bringing this to the fore for a long time. But the tide has turned, and what Ireland experienced in the 50s and the 60s, this is only a posher version. This is only a posher version of the trafficking of the children in the collusion, with the collusion of the church and the state, and of course the criminal courts in the 1950s and the 60s. Now we have these dystopian buildings. The buildings have changed, but the heinous acts have not. So now we have asked Garda Síochána, is there a representative from Tusla coming down until we hand in the letter? And if we have a couple of people that would like to go and hand in the letter, they're more than welcome to take this letter, and we're going to hand in this letter. And just to be sure, as I said, there is a letter in the post to them as well. So if a couple of people want to hand in this letter. We'd like to ask Bridget Samuel if she'd like to hand it in. I'm sorry, Mr. San. And we'd like to ask Bo Daisy as well if she'd like to hand it in. And maybe if we have a gentleman, maybe he'd like to go with the ladies to hand in this letter. Just put it in the envelope, girls, and just hand it in.
cold over that side there, folks. Get into the bleeding sun.
Judases! Judases! That's what you are!
There we Tom.
Plaguing all your families. Every last one of you. What you've done to our beautiful country. But you won't get away with it. Because God is coming after you. Our God, Jesus Christ.
100%, Tom.
The God of Israel is coming after you.
Oh, the letter's going to be handed in there.
For people, I don't know if you wish to face them or not, it's entirely up to yourselves. I know we have.
Woe to you, poke God in the eye. Such disgrace is going to hit you.
And we know that backwards. So look,
I pray every night that God destroys what you've done to our country. Every night, I get my hands underneath the God.
Cheers, steady. How are you, bro?
I destroy what you've done to our country. No, I'm not going to.
And to know that we're not making sugar lunch. So, and they said a lot of other things. So,
How are you on? Cheers, punks. Cheers, bro.
Looking after us. We're all protected here today.
There are people that are with hearts, there are people that are stuck between a rock and a hard place. To these people, I'd like to say, stand up, speak out, and tell us what you know. We are all at the starting stages of something here. This is not going to go away. We're only going to grow. We know there are nefarious goings on behind the scenes. Children do not disappear into thin air. Files don't disappear into thin air. But it seems to be a regular occurrence here in Ireland. Well, it ends now. Today is the 25th of November. We're exactly a month out from Christmas, the most magical day of the year for children. However, for many, this will be another Christmas of dread, fear, despair for the most vulnerable children across Ireland. Why? Because the current system is not fit for purpose. This is not about being left or right. This is about the most vulnerable children in Ireland that have no voice. We have to be their voice. If we cannot unite for vulnerable children, then our country's future is very bleak. It's up to us, the ordinary people, everyday citizens, to do what is right here.
Protect the little children.
To make sure every Christmas going forward from here on in is a safe and secure Christmas for all the children in this country. And it's up to us guys to sort this out.
Woe to the devil's region.
Lastly, I've got a postcard here in my hand addressed to Jim O'Callaghan, our Minister for Justice. I've got 2,500 of them actually. And that's where everybody is going to come in. On the postcards, we have written, a 10-year-old girl raped in City West. How did Tusla let this happen? Where are the why were the files deleted, O'Gorman? How did a 14-year-old girl go from being in state care to being in a brothel? As of May 2025, there were 32 migrant children missing from state care. Tusla is failing Ireland's most vulnerable children. We demand an investigation into Tusla.
Tear it down.
So we're going to give these out. We're going to ask people to give them out to your friends and family. Put a note on them, sign them, put a stamp on them and get them into the post box. We want 2,500 of these going up to Dáil Éireann. We need to make this work, lads.
take a picture of it, post it on social media if you're comfortable enough to do that. The more focus and attention on this, the better. We're demanding an investigation into tusla. We're only at the starting stages and we're not going to stop until we get some answers. Thanks very much.
How did the 10-year-old get from the city centre to City West? That's something you should...
Hi everybody, my name is Dee Wall, aka Dolores Webster, and I've been involved with the ladies that's been persecuted left, right and centre by the people in this building, mainly the main rich, super rich people on the back of the mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers of this country, where they've taken their children and, believe it or not, sold them over to organisations in the UK. And I proved this back in 2019, where I was persecuted, dragged, arrested, you name it, for exposing this. I stood in the court with these ladies right in front of me here with the blue posters. These have been exposing Tusla for years. And there's one very brave lady standing there, and her name is Bridget Scanlon. And I don't ask you people never ever forget that name, Bridget Scanlon, because Bridget Scanlon not only been tormented, arrested, ridiculed, shamed, dragged into court, and Tusla social workers, I listened to them in the court, lie about this woman, lie through their teeth about her. They never put it in the disclosure that she took a plastic bottle and hit the social worker over it. But yet the judge took the word of the lying social worker in the courtroom and jailed this grandmother for speaking up for her children. The last thing she did was tell them, you will not inject my child, my son, with an experimental trial. And the consequences
Not a matter.
I'll
get you more.
Her and she's only out now. Recently from
Is there a post of it?
she's getting value back herself right now. Bridget Scanlon, please come in.
Fight! Destroy them!
My name is Bridget Scanlon. I've been fighting Tusla for over 30 years. Started with my own family, then they started targeting me for my own family. I just want to make people aware that the children that's in care, Tusla are trafficking them to other countries. My own child was a subject of that. She was sent over to England, she was raped and abused over there, then they tried to send another one over to Nebraska. So they're trafficking children all over the world. Tusla, in my opinion, child trafficking agency. They have jailed many of us. I've been jailed over the last 10, 15 years over speaking out against Tusla for different things. They're using the children that they have in care for the experimental vaccines that they're using. And we're not hearing anything about any of them kids dying or anything else. My husband himself, I myself was through the Magdalen laundry. My husband himself was through Father Brendan Smith up in Belfast. He was abused, sexually abused by him. Anybody that has been abused by Tusla, or by anybody that's in the care of Tusla, have never been prosecuted. They still today walk the streets. And the children, most of them, ended up in mental hospitals or sent away to other countries. I in the end got my own child back after doing my jail sentence. He was home before I was, but they still gave him the vaccine. I don't really know what else to say today, other than the children want to go home. The children have no voices in the courts. The gal speaks on the social workers' behalf. The gals, the social workers and the judges don't give a care for the children that's in care. It's a money-making organisation. For every child that goes into care, they get, I forget how much money they get, but then if they're fostered out, they get extra money for that. there's not a whole lot else can think that this.
They've imprisoned that mother over in England.
People of Ireland, wake up!
Harry.
Just the time, get them
Nicole
out!
Fox was another mother that was jailed over her son. And for wanting to bring Harry home, he was sent to his abusive father over in England. And Angela Ray now at this moment is up in court. Her court was put back until next week. She was exposing the fact that her son had no voice. Now all of us is here today is because of our children not having voices in care. I have grandchildren that's in care. One of them was vaccinated. Now he's handicapped from the vaccine. The vaccine has damaged him. He's 7 years old, but tusla will continue vaccinating the children in care. She can get a
Just going to show you the crowd, folks. That's the story, bro. Oh, good, yeah. How are you? That's it. Here's the building itself now.
City West and places like that, and bringing these people to the ground with pepper spray and with this and with that, and RTE is the virus. When you're denigrating these people, these are the cream of Ireland, I can tell you, and these are the women of Ireland. And the women of Ireland are saying no. Because you know what? Enough is enough. You're absolutely correct. They are vaccinating, so-called vaccinating the children. And look at the hunger strikers at the Dáil a couple of weeks ago, and they will tell you that on Saturdays, I think it was Saturdays, they were brought down and they were experimented on by Smith Laxocline. I always get it the wrong way around. And those children were experimented on in the 50s. And like I said, with this dystopian buildings in the smart city here, the buildings have changed, the corruption has not.
Devils.
And next, we're trying to get through the people. And next, what I would say is, I can understand the young parents here that are afraid to speak out. I completely get it. This is state-sponsored kidnapping. This is state-sponsored kidnapping, and I can understand young parents are scared. Will I be next? But there's a generation, my generation, whose children have well grown. And I am appealing to that generation now. Please come out and step up. You have nothing to lose. Your children are not, sometimes at my kids' age, maybe we could put them in care for a while. So, my generation now, you're walking around a little bit headless chickens because you don't know what's going on a lot of the time, or some of the time, or all of the time. So I'm asking my generation now to step up.
Thanks,
maybe let the younger parents step back a little because they are scared and they're genuinely scared and they have valid reasons to be scared. So just from a grandparent's point of view, I'm just going to ask Heather, who has been massively involved with Barry in getting the speakers, getting the things organised. I'm just going to ask Heather, as a grandfather, just to say, the elder statesperson here, the younger elder statesperson here, just to say a couple of words from a grandparent's point of view on what we can do in that situation. I know Patrick and a couple of other people are just waiting. So, Heather.
Can't really add a lot more to what has already been said. I'm a father of 3 children and a grandfather of 3 young children also, and 5 other step-grandchildren, you might call them. And my 3 grandchildren are 10, 11, 12. And directly relating to that poor child, the poor little girl, 10-year-old, who's taken off the street, no one there to look out for her, and brutally, savagely attacked and raped. It's despicable, you know. It would have been nice to see more people here today, but I would also say we're only getting started.
Just concentrate on the people that did turn up, never mind the ones that
Absolutely,
didn't.
and thanks to everyone who turned up. You know, you the cream of the milk here. Yeah. So, but as I say, we're only getting started. I came across an article by Suzanne Delaney. I thought it was actually very good. So I'm just going to read out quite short. And it starts off, there's a darkness here that mirrors the Ireland of the past. It's hidden under a legitimate gaze. That mirror must be shattered. The truth must be exposed. Don't be one of those people who only laments the past, while ignoring the same travesty being perpetuated in our own time right now. We must be the guardians of innocence and childhood. Everyone should be supporting this, regardless of who you are. If you're not, then I would urge you to question what you stand for. Irish and migrant children are going missing and are being fed into a system where unregulated, commodified, privatised beds must be filled. Girls are being targeted by rape gangs, and the source of that, find that is the UCD protecting against predators. This system is not child or family focused. It is often cruel, dehumanising, traumatising, abusive, neglectful and profit-driven. Anyone who comes up against Tusla or tries to take them on quickly finds out that it's a Goliath in the courts. The problem with Tusla and its direct funding of and involvement with unregulated, inverted commas, care are manifold and cannot all be listed here, and we know what they are anyhow. But many children are being harmed or put at risk. Families too. We must protect them. Please do your part, no matter how small or big. Do something. Don't be one of those people who look back upon in years to come asking why didn't they speak up when it mattered.
Get out and do your Christian duty.
Be the person who tried to make a difference to children
Our faith, our culture.
when it was they needed you most. And that's it. I thought that was spot on.
Just very quickly, just on the grandparent thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm here, so I want to give a shout out to any mother out there today whose child is missing. Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, tusla know where the child is. They put this child with foster carers, who in all fairness are actually only trying to make a quick buck. The children are trafficked from one foster carer to another foster carer, who are making ends meet and pulling in an extra few quid every week from tusla, and that's a fact, and that's what's going on. I'm here to stand up for mothers at home alone at the moment. They don't know where their child is because they don't know where tusla have put their child. These mothers are totally alone. They can barely eat their dinners at home. They can barely manage to get to the courts to try and rescue their child home. They need support. They need people coming in their homes with food and a bit of money for them to carry on day by day until they can get their children back in their arms. I'm sick of it. I've been coming here now several times with lots of people that are here today. And God bless every single one of you people for coming here today. And God bless all of you watching on the videos, because this organisation called tusla, the Child and Family Agencies, they are criminals, yeah? So I'd like to know who is going to arrest them. I've had enough.
Good woman.
Don't let any of them escape.
Anyway,
Hang them all.
I'm going to have a nice day for the rest of the day, and think of all the mothers at home alone without their kids because tusla have abducted them.
Jackie.
Tusla are criminals. Thank you.
Treason! They must die! Treason! Treason! They must die!
Just one more thing before we finish up here. Tusla are putting court orders on children And from that day on, up to the child is 18, the review cases that you're going back into court for, not a chance for you to get your child back, they're all review cases. So unless you put in your own applications to the courts for the return of your own child, you're only going back in on reviews every month. You're never going to get your child back. So please put your own applications into the court for the return of your own child. Otherwise, tusla are only bringing you in on reviews. And on them reviews, the gal and the social workers are going into the courts and they're saying everything is okay with the child. So that means you're walking out of court thinking, oh well, maybe the next time I have a chance with my child. No, you don't. You'll never get your children back unless you put in your own applications to the court for your children back. You have to do it, not legal aid, you have to do it. Because legal aid work for the state. Yes. They are for tusla. So it's up to yourselves. You want to get your kids back, but in your own applications.
Thank you, British Government.
The best word I've heard against tusla this week is tusla have to be exterminated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, I think we're going to have Callum is going to stay there for a couple of minutes.
Hello, I'm Callum Smiles. As you can hear, I'm English. I know in some cases people don't like it when the English come over here and do stuff, but this isn't about Irish kids. It's about kids. And all children, no matter if they're Pakistani, Afghani, British, Irish, African, they need to be protected by those who have the means to do it. Now I've come here because I'm making a documentary on tusla. I've been researching for well over a year now because I don't think the Irish actually realise they're in such a privileged position where I think it's a country that, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, it's small enough that people can actually have a big impact and change things at such a high level that it can actually inspire other countries across developed nations who have similar issues. In the UK we have the well-known Rotherham scandal. It's not just Rotherham, it's across the entire country.
Thanks to Tommy Robinson.
If it's happening in Ireland and it's happening in the UK, you can bet your house that it's happening in France, Germany, Sweden, America. So what happens in Ireland, I actually think you can have a major impact when it comes to protecting kids worldwide. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you how I got into journalism, and it'll make sense in the moment. I got into journalism during COVID because I didn't like how quickly people who I thought were reasoned, ordinary people quickly became mouthpieces for the state, and they were willing to throw people that they would call friends and family under the bus because they'd been brainwashed. Now, I started doing public debates where I was threatened, attacked, abused in the street, not for any money, not because, you know, someone told me to. I did it because I cared about my society, and I didn't like how people stopped talking. So my channel was called Frankly Speaking Politics, because I wanted people to speak frankly again about issues that are important, because when people stop talking, bad things happen. Now, I've had so many emails from people that are here today. You've all said these things where, and it's been said the same on countless occasions in a slightly different way, but the same message, that so many people think that it's just them. They're alone. Now, I started doing my Frankly Speaking Politics because I would talk to people about COVID in the streets and stuff, and people would quietly agree with me, but they'd go along with things because they felt threatened by the state, and they felt that everyone was against them. But I would always say to them, actually, if you just speak to your neighbour on your left, speak to your neighbour on the right, a good 80% you're all saying the same thing. And so if we're all saying the same thing and thinking the same thing, there's a lot more of us who think rationally, who have good intentions, than those that are willing to sell us out and do nefarious things to us, the people we love, and the people who are most vulnerable. So I'm going to ask you to do two things. Firstly, pick someone here that you've never met before, go and introduce yourself. Go and exchange numbers. Set up your WhatsApp group. Because actually people power does work. So, well, if everybody knows each other. But when you go home today, go and speak to someone in your village that doesn't know about this, or that does know about this and has spoken to you quietly about it. Tell them that you know hundreds, thousands of other people that actually think this way, and get your groups together. Because when there's a lot of people,
yes,
you can force big change.
Stardy, James.
The second thing, I'm going to be stood over there after this, and I want to do interviews with people that have been affected by tusla. Because, as I said earlier, so many people have got in touch with me saying that this is a problem, but they all think that it's only a few people. I want to get all your stories out there. I want to flood the internet, not for myself, not for the channel that I work for, but to actually protect vulnerable kids. And if we can flood the internet and make people realise you're not alone, then more will come out and then you can have change. Thank you very much.
Good man.
Hi everyone, Sheila here. Who knows all about your child being taken? The mother from the mother and baby home, well, institution. After 41 years searching, I finally found my son, which was brilliant, you know, to find him after years and years and years. I don't say tusla, I say the Eastern Health Board. It hasn't changed. Still, there's nothing will ever change for me. So however, I'm just so disheartened regarding City West. You know, a mother and a 10-year-old child,
Sunday, how are you?
Child who was given into the hands of tusla in their care and then suddenly slipped away and ended up with a security guard.
Oh, look at Aaron, how are you, bro?
A security guard who was actually in accommodation in City West. Now, when you get a position, if you're looking after children, if you're looking after with money, if you're dealing with money, if you're dealing with the public, you have to be guarded and vetted.
Yeah.
And these are questions that has to be answered.
Who's vetting the garden?
They all should be guarded. They all should be vetted. Everyone, anyone with the public, dealing with money, dealing with children, dealing with people,
100%
has to be vetted.
Yeah.
And I used to be a carer, general carer once upon a time. But however, I was in disgust about a poor mother, how she was left there in an awful state over her child, a little girl, a 10-year-old, her innocence taken. But I'm sick and tired of listening about, oh, this was damaged,
Thanks to you,
that
LD.
was damaged, this went
Thanks
to
for coming
fire,
in. How are you,
that
Sonia?
went to fire. I'm only interested in the human being, the child. You cannot replace the child.
Yes.
You can replace a bus or whatever, a van or anything. You can replace them. They're only material things. But you cannot replace a life. But that child's life is literally destroyed. Destroyed. Hopefully to be caregiven and the child will get counselling and if be able to, you know, function. Hopefully she will. Along with more other children. When we think of Parnell Square, which I will never forget, all about the children and the carer. 3 children stabbed and a carer. And all they go on about is the damage of this and the damage of that. These are human beings, these are children.
Yeah.
And as far as I can see, the question is, there was no vetting with any of these people that's coming into our country. They're not being vetted. They're coming in, nobody knows. We don't mind people that come here that have their papers and have their documentation and they pay their way and they work hard. A great time. I have worked with a lot of people from different nationalities. But let me tell you, the system has to change.
Yes.
So I leave it there, but I also, before I go, I am a member of ERA behind Ireland, and I'm proud to be with them. We are a community of people that are nurses, specialists, doctors. You know, we're in a community that helps people and that will reach out and ask the questions, and if there is, to bring it to the TDs, to find out what the faults are, what this is, that is. We want to question about the money, what the fundings are, everything. It has to be questioned.
Yeah.
There's too much being wasted.
Yes.
Regarding in this country.
I'll go, bro.
So listen, I'm going to say I leave it there, Sheila.
Hear it. Like 3 bleeding points.
Gardaí must be disbanded.
Hey there, people. We're here to talk. I just want to make a point today that the same criminal cartel.
We get around the front here to get fair again.
They were also responsible back in 2021 for putting this whole country in a medical trial, which has resulted in 25,000 plus in excess mortality in our brothers and sisters. Totally fit men, women, Ava O'Brien, Roy Butler, babies in the womb. We have to have accountability. This isn't it today, lads. This is only going to build from here, right? These absolute monsters have to be taken to task what they're doing. They preside over the worst time in our history. Children going missing. As I said, over 25,000 people that won't be sitting at the Christmas table this year, lads. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't forget them people, all right? And just a message for you today. For this criminal cartel in the ball. Eris children and God's children are for sale no more.
Yeah.
I was actually hesitant to say something because I don't want to be put in I don't want to be seen to be being airdropped into positions and stuff like that just to try and take limelight. In fact, I don't even like being involved in politics. I actually hate being involved in politics. I hate the fact that I stood for election and got elected and that I represent people in Blanchetown or other. And the reason I got involved in politics was because of the abortion referendum in 2018. I fundamentally believe that down in my court that the Irish people returned a no vote in that referendum and defend the right to life of the unborn child. But it was then, when that result was read out and they celebrated like a pack of jackals inside of Dublin's castle, and the right to terminate an unborn child, I knew there and then that there was absolutely no evil that the Irish people could not be convinced was good for them, and make no mistake about it, that is what tusla as an organisation is absolute evil. That is being dedicated to the Irish people, being told on a loop, on repeat, this is good for you. What's good about separating Irish children from their mothers? What's good about putting children into the care of social workers who inevitably put them in the hands of someone who does heinous things to them? 10-year-old child in City West raped under the watch of tusla. But my message, I could go on all day about what I want to do to that organisation and how my party is going to disband it and make sure that every single person inside the place is held accountable for the wrongdoings of that organisation. But I want to make a note and a message to the Irish women, children and the fathers who feel forgotten, left behind, as if nobody cares, as if your cries at night go unheard. Make absolutely no mistake about it. The Irish people hear you, and the more we hear you, the more we talk and the more we spread this message, the more people are going to run to this rod and strike like a lightning rod for the defence of our children. That's all I have to say.
Good man.
And everything that has been said here so far, I'm sure people will agree with it, and say it 100 times over, and he's right.
Every ear's
And
tick.
all of the guys and girls that have spoken here. This is only the beginning, and we want to reassure Tusla, this is only the beginning. Sheila brought up a valid point, the vetting. Who's vetting the vetters? Because our vetting service has become a joke. How can care services come in from England and abroad, set up shop here, and our children fostered and farmed out to them? How has this happened? Money is the arbitrary here. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Just 1 second. I know, and we are trying, and I appreciate people standing. And I see Anita Ward here has come up all the way from Cork, has she? What a woman. I mean, these women are incredible. The next woman that's just going to speak, I was at a different rally and happened to meet by accident, but there's never an accident, this woman at the Dáil, and she was speaking.
Cheers, Panda.
And I thought
Thanks
I
for
knew,
tuning in.
you know, some of the things that was going on with children, and I just listened to it incredulously, nearly not believing
That's it, some right,
what she
100%.
said. So ladies and gentlemen, Nicola Fox.
Thank you to everybody who has turned out today, and like somebody else mentioned, we need to grow the numbers, because now that we've got momentum and they're starting to pay attention and they're actually starting to act in Leinster House finally, despite a policy paper sitting on their desk on the shelf gathering dust since Helen McEntee's days. Almost 2 years ago, nothing has come of that policy paper. So now is the time to start speaking out. Don't be afraid, that's what they want you to do. They want you to stay silent so they can continue to make money and profit from our children's trauma. They want you to stay silent. They will threaten you with fines, with prison. Go to prison for our children if that's what it takes. I will, and I'll do it again. I will do it again until they are exposed for what they are doing to our children. We need to expose them for everything. See, Ruth Morrow-Farrell, I'm here in a capacity for the general family court and what families are going through in there, how you're spoken to, how you're degraded, how you are not regarded as the child's mother. Your child is an asset to them. Your child makes money. They make money off your child's trauma. Jim Sheehan, unregulated, unvetted. €140,000 was the price tag on my son's head. €140,000. He made 50,000 off my child. She made thousands off my child, Ruth Morrow-Farrell, and both of them are still operating in the Irish family courts. They are unregulated, they are unvetted, and they do not care about our children. They only care about making money. It is a multi-million euro profiting industry. The family court is not about justice. It's about greed, power, and keeping a boot on our necks. Don't let them do it any longer. We have to speak out. We have to come together and keep doing this until each one of these villains and their Catholic cohorts are held accountable for what they're doing. And Tusla employs these. They put them on cases and they are still doing it. Kate Duggan, you should be out here explaining to all these people here today why you're How dare you? Do not be silent! Bring Harry home! Bring Harry home! Bring Harry home!
Bring Harry home!
Bring Harry home! What's her name? Kate? Kate Duggan, CEO of Tusla. We're asking you to come down here and explain to the good people of Ireland, where are their children? Where are the children? Bring Harry home. And what I will say about this lady, and the thing that really impressed me about this woman, she said when Harry comes home, we plan to have a party at the airport. But she's not going to stop at Harry being home.
She is pledged, and she has pledged, that she will work tirelessly to bring other children home. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's about. That's pure love. Not just the love of your own child. The real love is the love of all children. And that's what tusla and their workers and their cohorts are completely incapable of. They have no moral compass. And the people that protect them have even a less.
Sorry folks, had to change my phone.
Compass.
Phone is dying here.
Different parts of the country, so that they keep up the pressure, they keep the emails going, they go online and they report back from their places, whether it's Canton, Dublin, Wexford, Wicklow, Canton, Cork, wherever. And so we're asking you to please read your
We're back in business.
and that will be fantastic. And that's let's talk to know. These ladies are not returning, and these men, they're not returning. So here I know we've taken your name. If you're happy to make another Gmail or whatever you're happy to do, and we will contact you with the premise that you will form committees, liaise with each other, and keep this pressure on. I know there's a man here to the right. I just want to say 2 words. You're going to say 2 words, and then Paul is just going to again reaffirm for us that he's going to keep up the pressure on his Irish column, isn't it, Paul? Every week he's going to keep talking about it, and we appreciate that.
Very likely to Ireland.
Thank you so much, everyone. I wanted to touch on something else that hasn't been covered yet. And I'm not saying this out of a lack of education or ignorance for the law. I'm saying it out of a place of respect for what's good and decent. Release the name of the child rapist. Release the identity. Release his name. They were all too quick and all too easy to release each and every single full name, the address, age, everything of all the people who were apprehended for behaviour during the protest a few weeks ago. They'll give everything out possible to know about those people, but not the man who raped the child. And they try to play it off, both the state officials and also people online defending it. They'll write it off and saying, oh, it's to protect the victim in question. Well, I mean, do you not think stopping her from being raped would be protecting her even more? It's a bit late for that kind of sentiment now, isn't it? If you cared so much about protecting innocent children, protecting the victim, you wouldn't be letting in people who can rape her to begin with. We're way past that point. The tusla as an organisation, I think, quite frankly, that whole building should be audited, right? No warning, no giving in advance, complete random searches, along with any other properties put down as assets belonged by them, right? Now, I can't speak too much at the moment because I don't want to jeopardise the case, but there's stuff that I've been contacted about that's going to come out, and it goes so much deeper than you know. There's so many parents sitting in the dark, having no one, and they try to get the mainstream media to pick it up. No one's covering it, no one wants to touch it. There's so much stuff, it goes so much deeper. You've got anything from abuse, systematic case-by-case abuse for so many children, to all the way to children being brought in under the books of tusla when they're not even needed. And you know why that is? Remember, folks, they get paid for every child under their roof, for every child they have to look after. They make money from it, right? I want to say thanks so much to everyone who turned out. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and I recognise some faces a lot who were here a couple of weeks ago as well. And I'd say it was about a quarter of the size, right? And what I said that day was this: listen, I know you may have been a bit disappointed with the turnout, right? But no, a few weeks ago. But listen, you've got to start somewhere, right? And I said, keep it going with consistency and it'll grow. And that was a few weeks ago, and we're back here at the exact same space now, and they're about 4 or 5 times the crowd, right? We're getting more organised, we're getting bigger, we're getting more passionate, we're getting more mainstream, right? And it's only going to keep going. So everybody, thank you so much. Keep it up. I'll see you all again. More often, bigger crowds, more pressure, and it's gonna break, right? There's a door, and we're the hammer, right? Don't forget, politics is not something that happens to you, right? And it's not something that you're a subject of. It's something that you are a part of. It's something that begins with you. You are politics, right? So be the difference you want to the world. Be an informed and active citizen all the time, right? There's a door that we've got to break down. We're the hammer, right? Keep swinging and it'll give. So, Fair Bua, Ergabra, Gurmila Mohaga.
How are you, America?
Nicola, I know you didn't get to say about this what's it called? The in-camera rule. Well, years ago, of course, it was the in-church rule of the hallowed halls where the children were told, shh, don't tell anything. So now we've come into the digital era where it's don't report anything. Cameras can't come in to protect the children. Everything is to protect the children. There's nothing in this country protecting the children. Where's all the childcare workers? They should be down here now. Where's the child psychologists? They should be down here now. Where's the family support workers? They should be down here now. Where's the TDs? They should be down here now. All the ones looking for votes forming new parties, they should be here. The ones that want to come from America and save us poor little peasants, they want to come across the water and save us. They should be here now. You are the people that are here now. Isn't it? You are the same faces that are always here, and God bless you. Wonderful faces. So for now, God bless you. Unless there's anybody that we've missed.
Yes, Orlando.
This lady is telling me it's 50,000 per child.
Are we legal?
The price of your child at home today.
Keep them in the car. £50,000 bonus when the first keep them in the car. I just want to say thank you. We come from Ireland, it's happening down in Northern Ireland too. It's happening on a global scale, and the corruption is, you're right, it's all about the money now. It's all about straight on the
well, it's
on
not
March
legal, you get
2021 over one bridge.
illegal framework.
No camera card out of him and his partner. The social worker around the hospital, they keep the child in the hospital, then she said to keep them in.
Sorry, Richard. How are you, bro?
And then they went for first adoption. I last seen my granddaughter, she's a big black eye. And the social worker said to me, she ran into the foster.
Afternoon to you.
I have a video. We took the photograph. I put in a complaint. She didn't recall the child sustained in a black eye. Disgusting. Disgusting. So yeah, they all need to be held accountable.
So look, Gurmila, my God, everybody, thank you for coming. Don't forget, if you want to leave your names with Kira, it'd be really good to get every
Shows the numbers while I'm here. Cheers, thanks very much. That's the numbers we got today anyway. We'll be back out again tomorrow, folks. I'll be back out at the Dáil, at the back of the Dáil. The back of Stephen's Green. There's another protest on. And then Thursday, I think there's 1.5 hour be out there as well with the taxi drivers.
I want to touch on something that you said there today. See a lot of the fundamental problem of this country, isn't it?
Jacob, a lot of it attacks on young kids happening over here. A 10-year-old was sexually assaulted a couple of weeks ago. Sean, you two are playing about me now.
Here's the problem.
I can't even spin the thing around, it has to be this way. Yeah. She was only 10. Once I get this last interview.
The 38% that we elected, right? No. Who is it? No, that place, King's Inn, has been here since the 1500s. Yeah? You know who put it there? King Henry. It's colonial law. It's designed to create a person, a population that is separated from us. You see, our government operates like this. I want you to imagine there's a shop behind me full of goods. Yeah? We elect the shopkeeper and he goes in there, but we don't get to go in. He comes out with two options and tells us you can choose this, you can choose that. By nature, that is designed to divide us. Yeah? Now there's a country not too far away from here, it's called Switzerland. They have a fourth branch of that government, yeah? It's called a direct citizens initiative. Alright? What that does is that puts power to every person's voice that's here, just as much as any of them. Anyone in the Dáil, anyone that comes through the King's Inn, it gives us voice. How it operates. Say we put up a proposition, 250,000 people give the green light to that. That's called a plebiscite, yeah? After that it goes to a mandate, and we can actually vote on that. So for example, we want to ask these to come down, yeah? With a direct citizens initiative, we tell them to come down. And they have to. Yeah, does that sound good? What a direct citizens initiative does is it gives power to every person's voice. It allows us, whether you're left or you're right, to settle it like adults without a middleman in between us, because that middleman is dictating how we have to choose everything. Now there's a lot of people here that are going to try and represent us, and you boys know I respect you, you know that.
DA,
but them lads will be
100%, where's the rest of them?
unless we add in a direct citizens initiative. They will not legally be allowed to represent us. It can't happen.
It is
yeah?
007,
So
yeah,
one
100%.
note that needs to be on the tip of everybody's tongue is direct citizens initiative. You have a chance when you're talking to a TD, whether it's in person or whether it's on Facebook, and trust me lads, I've done this. I'm blocking half the politicians in the country.
Spiritual. It's good against evil.
Yeah. But that's the reality, folks.
It's time to fight for Christ.
What we're doing right now is called activism.
It's Christian
There's
soldiers.
a problem with activism. There's a problem with movements.
Time for the crusade.
The end. I want you to do so, right? We can all get a little bit involved, and I'll show you what I mean here. Just throw up your right hand. Keep your hands open like this. Throw up your right hand. All those hands down into that fist. You know what that's a symbol of? That's called a revolution. Revolutions don't end. The reason why we can sit here and speak, the reason why we can go and shop, the reason why we're not working the land and sending all our food off to the country beside us again, is because of a revolution. There's nothing in this world that we have as freedom that wasn't gained by revolution. Yeah? Revolutions don't end.
You have your dignity.
Activism ends. Movements end.
Thanks, Saoirse. Thanks for coming in, Letitia, yeah. Thanks for coming in.
A direct citizens initiative is the only way that we fundamentally put a voice to ourselves. So we can have just as much say as anyone.
David Walsh, you have 100% correct.
Folks, I
was on the louse this morning with 420 and there was only 3 Irish on it.
Now, thankfully, they can get doctors and stuff like that. I broke 2 parts in my hand last year. I went to 3 doctors, every single one of them told me the same thing. We can't take you because we took on too many people in the last month or 2. That's the doctor's word, that's not mine. Yeah, but if I say that online, will I be called racist? Yeah. That's a big part of why we're here. Now look, as I said, I got 2 daughters. On the day that the news came out of that poor 10-year-old, I think every parent here can say that we hugged our kids a little bit tighter that day. Yeah? Now as a sign of solidarity to that child and every other child, we take a few seconds, we'll have a moment of silence. Right, we'll start now, alright?
Elijah, thanks for tuning in.
Now before we all head home, raise the roof! Let's go! Keep it going! My name is Darren McShane. I've got a lot of people here. Anthony, Paul, Neil, John. I'm going to need you all to step forward. Whip out that phone and get the page up. Hand it to the person beside you and let's get this movement going, because I'm not just here representing myself. I'm here representing a lot of people, a lot of educated people, a lot of people that are fit for the job. But we don't have a name, and we'll never have a name. Why? Because we're all of us. We're all of us here. Yeah? Find me out, seek me out, and we'll get this going. There's a plan right there. Step by step we can get this done. But we need every person here on board with that. The next person that you're talking to today that isn't here, you need those words on the tip of their tongue. A direct citizens initiative is the only way this gets sorted. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.
Good man.
for a million miles out. And I think Kira is here with the clipboard and people are leaving their names. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much to everybody for coming. Thanks to Barry and to Heather for organising the speakers, for Kira, Heather for organising the banners, people that have paid for the banners. Thank you so much. And this man is actually correct. It's a spiritual war. And what I would say to Tusla, and what I would say to Satan, get behind us, Tusla! Get behind us, Satan! You have no power over us. God bless you all. Take care. Mind yourself. Don't forget to leave your name. And thank you so much.
And it has to start now. And it starts with Ireland. The fight back. We are going to
we have the clipboard. We have our clipboard.
That's it, yeah, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on again tomorrow. What time's usually on? I think it's on 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow. So see you all then again. Oh, yeah, feel bleeding nice you away. Thanks, sis. Thanks, folks, for tuning in. See you all again. So tomorrow 1 p.m. be back on again. Thanks all. See you all later. Yeah, take care, Paul. There's Chick, yeah. True Ireland. Newlands Flower. True. Auja. KO. Take care. David. Nice one. Steady. Cheers, bro. Me and more, yeah. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Richard, good to see you, man. See you all again, yeah. Tomorrow, 1 p.m.
So anyone that wants to, I think the chat